Hello again and welcome to Pearl Magazine. Hong Kong recently hosted Travel Expo, the city's first consumer-oriented travel carnival. It featured over 300 exhibitors hoping to meet the travel needs of Hong Kongers, as citizens have shown that 69% are willing to spend more on travel this year compared to last, according to a survey by an online travel platform. Pearl Magazine dropped by to look at the trends in travel for Hong Kongers. Have car, can travel applies to Hong Kong even though it's a relatively small territory and you can't drive much more than 2 hours. During COVID, Hong Kongers feeling trapped in the city discovered the joys of camping, and this continues today.
They can go to the campsite locally in Hong Kong, at the new territories, and they drive their car into the campsite, just like this. And it's easy for people to enjoy car camping.
Nero Tse of the Rack Rider Car Club says a roof rack along with a tent like this, with everything included, will set you back about $10,000 to $12,000. He says he's been seeing more demand for this type of camping gear from those with cars in Hong Kong, despite borders being reopened.
Mainly they are families and couples, because it's easy when you drive a stylish car and put on a roof rack. They enjoy the moment at the campsite and the family time. They don't need to bring many gears because they have car.
It looks like a fun and economical way to travel, but how easy is it to set up?
Yes.
Can you show me how this works?
Yeah, very easy. Just unlock this.
Okay. Yep,
yes,
got it.
just and open it.
Okay.
And can pull out the shelter. We need to extend it first.
Okay.
Just a little bit longer.
Okay, great.
Yes, it's okay.
Okay.
Then we can roll our shelter out.
Ah.
Just keep rolling.
Okay.
Keep rolling. Okay.
Okay, so just roll it out.
To the end.
Okay.
And then we can just put the bar through the hole, little hole.
Oh yeah, I see it.
And we are done. Yeah.
That's
just
great.
like that.
Unlike flying, there is no weight limit to what you can bring. It's more about what you can fit into your car.
Yeah, when you go car camping, you can bring all the heavier gears, like the player, the speaker, desk.
And I guess everything fits on the roof rack.
Yeah, and use your back seat.
Continuing our walk through the expo, we came across a tour for singles. According to a survey, 41% of Hong Kong millennials and Gen Zers expressed a desire to have meaningful travel experiences with their loved ones. In this category, they top the list in APAC. The tour company says they are targeting those searching for their soulmate while also enjoying travel.
Soulmate Tour is a sub-brand for our parent company, Match Dating. So we aim to gather single people together, and then if they would like to really find the one they love for their life, that we can actually help in match dating as well. It's a single tour, and actually for the terms and conditions, the client have to sign and they have to declare that they are single, and so that they are eligible to join.
Karena Kwong says the singles tour was the idea of the company owner, who is single and likes to travel, and believes there is demand for this based on the growth of their dating platform and number of active users.
Actually, there are more and more people who are single right now, and they are good quality people and with a good job, with good characters. So we are actually targeting people to come together, and we would like to gather the good quality people together, and then let's have some fun together.
Newly launched, the company is starting with local tours in Hong Kong in places like Cheung Chau, Sai Kung, and Tai O. It costs $699 to join.
It includes the tour, the one-day tour, and then one lunch included, and then the happiness and the adventurous that you might meet potential soulmate.
She says they plan to launch tours overseas once there's enough people signed up.
Then we are actually can do overseas like Japan, Korea, Singapore, or other places that you can imagine as well.
But if you prefer the company of your pet when you travel, one operator is launching pet tours for owners who want to experience their overseas holidays with their fur babies.
This established in 2021, just recently, and we just started this project this month.
Shizuka Yu says they get roughly 5 to 10 inquiries a week about leisure travel with dogs.
We are trying to go to Japan first, just because it's the closest one, and there were more demands. A lot of people have been to Japan just as human only, but they wanted to bring their dogs too. Yeah, and in Japan, there's no quarantine anymore.
But if you want to travel with your pet, be prepared to spend both time and money. The paperwork takes 8 months to process because it includes blood tests and other checks for your dog to make sure they pass requirements. And this alone will set you back around $40,000. As for the air ticket plus tour price, you better sit down and brace yourself.
Based on the size of the dog, going as a commercial flight and coming back as a private jet, so between $200,000 to $320,000 with our tour included that we plan.
That's right, your dog flies back on private jet with you since commercial flights returning to Hong Kong apparently don't allow owners and pets to travel together. Of course, you could cut costs on the trip if you don't avail of the tour, in which case your four-legged child's ticket will only set you back around $110,000 to $230,000. Shizuka says the package is actually reasonable compared with other dog tour packages, and theirs includes 7 nights for you and your dog at pet-friendly hotels and joining pet-friendly tours.
So in the Kyushu area, there's a wall with the 3 Shiba dogs and have the little faces popping out. So you go have a look, and we have picked some temples or the parks or the restaurants that you can bring your pets together, some attractions that you can do with your pets to really experience the whole Japan together with yourself and your dog and go around Japan.
For those who might not want to spend that much to holiday with their pet, they can send their dog to a dog hotel while they are on holiday outside of Hong Kong.
We charge for the dog size, from $340 to $410 per day. They will have their own room, the independent rooms, also indoor air conditioning. Every day they will have 2 times for the social in a big outdoor grass area.
Su Tse-him says dog owners can add obedience training and swimming to the package as well. He says that demand for booking at the hotels has risen and that they're always at least 75% full.
We don't really get empty room always, yes. So maybe today our adults check in and adult check out. Like this. So switch and switch and switch.
Social media is a huge driver of travel. According to a survey, 89% of Hong Kongers make travel bookings from online reviews and recommendations. And food is one of the top experiences when it comes to travel. This restaurant booking platform is making it easier to plan your palate-based travel before you even take off from Hong Kong.
Which countries are you in?
So we're in Japan, Thailand, Singapore, Taiwan, and Macau. These are all Hong Kong tourist hotspots, so they can now book restaurants when they travel.
Jenna Sung says their restaurant booking app has about 50,000 restaurants to choose from in those countries. Since it is a local Hong Kong booking app, the languages provided, English and Chinese, make it easier to book the restaurants overseas.
Japan, we've integrated with Tabelog, and Singapore. They all have their local booking engines that we partnered with.
Jenna says it's convenient as people often do browse the restaurants in destination cities before they go on holiday.
Before they travel, especially when they're planning their trips during weekends or in the evenings, they like to browse through our app and then and then book the restaurants.
And since Japan is a top destination, we decided to scroll the options.
So now you're in Tokyo.
Okay, and then you have different types of food.
Let's try, let's say, yakiniku.
Okay.
And all the bookable restaurants that's yakiniku will show up.
And then should we book for a future date?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's say we're going on Sunday. Choose your number of
Yeah,
seats.
And then this is to show to the local staff, right?
Yes.
So that's in Japanese.
Yes, that will match the booking number.
To see the best.
We couldn't leave the expo without stopping by the Japan Pavilion, the #1 destination for Hong Kongers.
I can say we got inquiries and customers approaching us in every minute. According to some data, we can see that Hong Kong is a top 5 market going to Japan.
Esther Kai, who works with a large booking company, says there are Hong Kongers who travel to Japan several times a year for holiday.
I think Tokyo and Osaka is still the top, the #1, #2 market destination for Hong Kong people. Actually, Hong Kong people are not satisfied just going to these 2 places, and they are exploring to Kyushu, Okinawa, Nagoya, Hokkaido as well.
She says the weak yen makes it even more attractive, as you literally get more bang, in this case sushi and service, for your buck with the Japanese experience.
Japanese yen is depreciating. Yes, so everything in Japan, for Hong Kong people, they will think, oh, it's really cheap. You can, maybe you spend 1,000 Hong Kong dollar in Hong Kong to have a Japanese meal. But with 1,000 Hong Kong dollar, if you in Japan, you can eat a lot of things, fresh, delicious, and the service as well. Hospitality.
She says peak times to travel there include spring and summer holidays.
Parents, they bring their children to go to Japan, Tokyo, Osaka. There are theme park, amusement park. Japan is a really kids-friendly country. April is also another peak because there are cherry blossom in Japan, which you can hardly find in Hong Kong.
The Travel Expo reportedly saw over 200,000 visitors who hopefully found something worth taking time off for. When we come back, preserving pre-World War II residential buildings in Hong Kong. Stay with us. Welcome back to Pearl Magazine. The advent of urban development has seen most of the pre-World War II residential buildings demolished and their plots used for other purposes. But some owners have decided to preserve and revitalize these old buildings and turn them into common areas, allowing the public to use the space. Architects suggest the government offer incentives to owners to encourage preserving old residential buildings. Alice Kahn has the report.
We put a box of 5 color cakes inside. Get some exquisite packages of 9 items of those 5 color cakes over here.
Rocky Yeung is the owner of this Chiu Chow bakery. In 1969, his father moved the shop from Jim Sa Choi to this 3-story high tenement building in Kowloon City, which was built before World War II. They make and sell the cakes on the premises here.
This premise already has a restaurant license, so we don't need to make a big change or renovate to get the food factory license. That's why we chose to rent here. Actually, it's huge. The ground floor is about 900 square feet. We do the baking ourselves.
After renting this place for a couple of years, Rocky's father decided to buy the whole building. The Yeung family lives on the upper floors and runs a bakery on the ground floor. This kind of shophouse tradition was very popular at the time, but this style of operation of a pre-war tenement is not so common anymore.
To me, of course, it's convenient. 30 seconds and I'm at the shop. It's convenient to go up and down. We bought it for $240,000 and have been living here since 1975 when I was 15 years old. This is a very old building, and we are selling intangible heritage food.
No one knows the exact year when this pre-war building was built, but records show it's been in existence since at least 1941. The architecture shows features from early last century.
This kind of architecture has special features, such as columns and a covered arcade, which provide shelter from rain and sun. There used to be columns on both sides, but now they are hard to find in Kowloon City. There are only 3 columns left. Most were demolished. Actually, the steep staircase is a special design of this kind of vintage building. You can defend yourself in case of a robbery. I can do a workout by climbing the staircase.
The Urban Renewal Authority has launched redevelopment plans in Kowloon City, and some pre-war buildings will be demolished. Rocky and his family have been living here and running a shop for half a century. He hopes the authority can consider preserving his building. Alfred Ho has a great interest in tenement buildings. He says old buildings can reflect lifestyles and the wisdom of people in an era.
Look at this pre-war tenement. The column is Western style, while the rack is Chinese style, for instance, the bamboo. So the architecture is a mixture of Chinese and Western styles. But the government and the public may have neglected this type of building.
In 2022, Ho's team did a survey and found that only 160 pre-war tenement buildings and Western buildings still remained in Hong Kong. About 60% of them did not receive any historic building grade.
We checked documents and conducted site surveys. If we couldn't find any document in the buildings department, it's very likely that the building is built before World War II. Because a lot of relevant documents are lost, we would check with the record department. The Second World War is a watershed for Hong Kong. A 1940 government report shows that there were about 20,000 tenement and Western buildings in the urban area. But 80 years later, less than 1% or no more than 200 are still in the city.
In the government's revitalization and conservation program, Liu Sun Chun in Mong Kok was preserved and turned into a Chinese medicine clinic in 2012. It's the only tenement building graded as Grade 1 historic building. Ho hopes the government will offer more incentives to property owners to preserve these buildings.
The Blue House and Green House in Wan Chai, Mong Kok 618 and Western buildings along the Prince Edward Road West These are all different ways of preservation. Most of the pre-war tenement and Western buildings are privately owned. The question is how to preserve privately owned buildings without depriving their property and development rights. Apart from maintenance subsidies, the government should offer a financial incentive, such as concessions on rates and rent and concessions on some taxations. This would encourage property owners to preserve.
It is the people in the community. We provide a space for them to build a relationship. It's like a community centre for them.
A few years ago, Vanessa and her brother bought this tenement block. She says it has old Hong Kong vibes.
I think it's a beautiful historic architecture. I believe its value will appreciate. At first, I wondered how to preserve it and what should I do with it. It's difficult to find a property owner who wanted to preserve it. After finishing the preservation of this building, I learned that Grade 3, Grade 2 historic buildings can still be demolished. I can pull it down if I want to. I can demolish it any time and maybe face criticism. There are fewer and fewer of these historic tenement buildings in Hong Kong. They are an important part of our history. The Hong Kong story is within these historic tenement buildings.
That's our show for this week. Join us on Pearl Magazine, same time next week. Bye for now.